So I'm about to roll out some fabric for my next order. I'm making a caftan. I use my fold out table as a way to easily measure the amount of fabric that I need. Now, this may not be your preference, especially if you're a beginner seamstress or a tailor or whatever you prefer to call yourself, but this method may not work for you until you have perfected measurements. As you all know, my sewing classes are designed to be quick and to the point, so you have to have some basic sewing knowledge in order to follow along. So what I do is I use where the fold of in the table, and I count that as 1, and then I push up. So that's 1 yard. Fold it out, and I make sure that when my fabric is standing up, it's standing at the seam, right? Then I push up. That's 2 yards. That's 3. Push up. And this is my 4th yard. And when I get to the last yard where I'm sorry, someone called while I was making the video. I'm going to have to go on D&D in the future, but we're just learning. So right here where the fold is in the middle of the table, I go a little bit above that just to make sure my measurements aren't off by any. I like to leave a little bit of room for error. I like to have too much than too little fabric. If you cut too little fabric, there's ways around correcting it. However, it may alter the style of the garment. So I always like to, if I'm going to make an error, I'd rather something be too big or too small, or too long rather than too short, because those are hard to correct. If you have a garment that's too short, most likely you're going to have to alter the design in order to correct it. So I'm just cutting here my 4 yards. Okay, I'm going to gather it all up. And put my roll back where it came from. So that is how I cut and prep my fabric for design. Next, I'm going to make a video as to how I fold it out and prep it so that you only have to make one single cut. One cut designs are very popular, and you can make many pieces with a single cut. So we'll get into that in my next video. Thanks for watching. Again, this one was just to show you how I conveniently use my cutting table or my sewing table to cut and use it as a measuring tape. Thank you for watching. Again, more tutorials coming in January of 2026, God willing. So I hope to see you all there at Sew Elevated Sewing Academy. Assalamu alaikum.